This is the Roulette Master, and I am so excited today because I just received an incredible email from a guy named Aldo. He says he has the best low roller roulette system of all time, and I'm going to share it with you today. And we're going to get started and place the bets, and we're going to be looking at the last numbers that hit. You can see they're almost all low. So we're going to start on the high side with this one with a $3 bet on 19 to 36, and let's go ahead and spin. And that's usually the starting bet on most automated machines in the casino. I see a lot of people playing that amount, and this is going to be fantastic. So we lost that one. We're going to add, we're going to stay at $3, but we're going to add a corner bet on the 31-34, and let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's an 18 red. And we lost again, and that's okay. So we're going to go from $3, and we're going to go up 3 units from 3 to 6. And then we're going to add another corner bet up there. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 16 red. And we lost again. So not a great start, but that's okay. Now we're going to go up 4 units from 6 to 10. And we're going to add one more corner bet and then spin. This is a $13 total bet now. And here we go. Okay, we finally got a win. That's a 20 black. That's a $7 win, but you can see we're not in profit. So what we do now is we go ahead and we go up again. We had gone from 6 to 10 up 4. We're going to go up 5 now. We'll go 10 to 15. Okay, and then we're going to add one more bet there on the corners. That's a $19 total bet now. Let's see if we can get a win. And that's not a win. That's a 2 black. Okay, so that's a $19 loss. So not a great start, but I think it'll turn our way here soon. We're going to go, we had gone from 10 to 15 up 5 units. Now we're going to go from 15 to 21 up 6 units. And then we're going to add one more corner bet, and let's go ahead and spin. Okay, that's a 17 black. And we lost again. So we need to get some higher numbers, but we can be patient. So we went from 15 to 21 up 6 units. So now we go up 7 units. We go 21 to 28. Okay, and then we're going to add one more corner bet there, and let's spin. And we're at a $34 total bet now. So let's hope we get a high number here. Okay, that's a 21 red. That's a $31 win. We're at minus 22. So if that happens, we're going to go ahead and just keep the bet the same and spin again. And if we lose again, we'll add another bet, and I'll share with you where that goes here in a second. Okay, we did lose. So now we're going to have to add another bet up here, and then we had gone from 21 to 28 up 7 units. So now we're going to go up 8 units from 28 to 36. Okay, let's see if we can get some high numbers here. And that would be great. It just keeps hitting low. There were a lot of low numbers before we started, but it should turn around here soon. So now we went from, we were at 36. So we had gone up 8. Now we're going to go up 9, 36 to 45. Okay, and now we're going to add another bet right here. Okay, $53 total bet now, and let's spin. And a 2 black. We can't hit any high numbers. My goodness, so that's a $53 loss. And now we're going to go up 9 from 45 to 54. And then we're going to add one more bet in right here and spend $63 total bet. The bets don't usually get this high with this system, and we've just had all losses pretty much. Okay, that's a $54 win, but you see we're not in session profit. So we're going to keep the bet the same and spin, and hope we get another high number. It's been a long drought. Okay, that's a 36 red. That's a good start. That's a $54 win. We're at minus 54. We're going to rebet and spin, and here we go. Okay, that's a 35 black. That's a $63 win. Now we're up 19 bucks. We restart at 3. Let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. And let's hope that things go a little bit smoother this time. Okay, that's a loss on 11 black. So we're going to go ahead and repeat that $3 bet, but add a corner and spin. Okay, that's a 26 black there. That's a $2 win. We're up 18, but we are not in session profit, so we're going to rebet and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 20 black. It's another $2 win there. We're up $20. We can restart. Okay, let's go ahead and spin. And this is $20 or $20 units. But we are starting with a $3 bet, so keep that in mind. And we lost that one, so we'll place a $3 bet on 19 to 36 plus a corner bet here. And let's see if we can get a high number. That's an 18 red. Okay, we lost that one, so we're going to go ahead now. And we're going to go from 3 to 6, up $3. And then add another corner bet there. And now we've created some jackpot numbers there in the middle. That's a 16 red. Okay, we lost again. We had gone up 3 from 3 to 6. Now we go up 4 from 6 to 10. And then we're going to add one more here and spin. And let's get this thing rolling. Here we go. That's a 1 red. That's another loss. So we're going to go ahead now and add one more here. And then we had gone from 6 to 10 up 4. We're going to go from 10 to 15 up 5. And now we have more jackpot numbers there right in the second column. And that's a 12 red. And that's another loss. So we're going to now go from 15 to 21 up 6. And then add one more corner. And let's see if we can get the 26, the 29, the 32, or the 35. That would be great. All right, here we go. But that's a 2 black. That's another loss. So we've had a lot of numbers that are not 19 to 36. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go from 21. We had gone from 15 to 21. That's up 6. Now we're going to go up 7. So we're going to go 21 to 28. And then we'll add one more corner bet and spin. All right. That's a 9 red. And let's see how many low numbers we've hit here. My goodness, the 20 and the 26, I think, are the only ones in the history. So that's okay. We'll stay strong. And we went from 21 to 28, up 7. We're going to go up 8 from 28 to 36. Okay, and now we're going to add a corner bet in right there and spin. Now we're at a $43 total bet. Okay, finally got a win at least. Fantastic. That's a $38 win, but you can see we're not in session profit. So we're going to keep the bet the same and spin again and hope that we hit one of these jackpot numbers. That's a 36 red. At least we're on the higher end now, and that's a $38 win. We're at minus 11. We're just going to rebet and spin. And hopefully eventually we'll continue to get some higher numbers like you're seeing now. That's a 22 black. And that's a $38 win. We're up $27. So let's go back to $3 and start again. And here we go. And if you hit, when you get up in that recovery process, if you hit one of those jackpot numbers, it really pays. So hopefully we'll get to hit one of those. And we're going to add our corner and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 3 red. That's a loss. So we go up 4 units now. I'm sorry, up 3 units from 3 to 6 and add a corner and spin. And then it just goes from up 3 units, and these are dollar units, up 3 units, up 4 units, up 5 units, up 6 units, etc. And that is another loss. So we're going to go 6 from 6 to 10, up 4. And then add one more corner and spin. And pretty soon here we'll have some more jackpot numbers. That's a 29 black. But we'll take a $16 win there. We're up $28. We'll restart at 3. And spin. And you can also do this on the low side. If there's been a lot of high numbers, you can pick the low side and start and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, that's a win. We're up $31. Let's see if we can get some consecutive wins on 19 to 36 now. That would be nice. And that's a 1 red. Okay, we lost. So we'll go 3 to 6. And I'm sorry, we just need to add the the corner bet. We don't increase the 19 to 36 on the first loss. So that's a 20 black. Okay, that's a $2 win. We're up 30. And let's see. Let's go ahead and repeat that bet and spin. Here we go. And that's a 00. So that's a loss. So let's go ahead and increase that now from 3 to 6. And then we'll add one more corner. And now we've created a jackpot on 32.35. And that's a 32 red. All right, that's a $22 win. Now we're at 48 bucks. We go back to our original $3 bet. All right, here we go. That's a 10 black. And that's a loss, so we'll repeat that bet and add a corner and spin. And again, you can do this on the other side if you would like. We're starting on the high side, and but you can start on the low side if you want. And that's a loss. So now we're going to go 3 to 6, up 3, and add one more corner. And now we've created 2 more jackpot numbers there. And that's an 18 red. That's a loss. So we had gone up 3. Now we're going to go up 4 from 6 to 10. And we're going to add one more corner. All right, here we go. Okay, that's a 16 red. Okay, we lost that one. We had gone 6 to 10, up 4. So we go up 5, 10 to 15, and then add a corner. All right, here we go. And that's a 15 black. That's another loss. Hopefully don't get a super long string of low numbers again. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row right now. That happens sometimes though. So we're going to go 15 to 21, up 6, and then add one more corner and spin. And let's see if we could get the 26 or the 29 or something like that. That's a 27 red. We'll take that, and we're up 26, not in session profit. So we're just going to rebet and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 33 black. Okay, that's a $25 win. We're up $51, and now we can reset and spin back to $3. Okay, that's a 5 red. Okay, that's a loss, so we'll just repeat that and add a corner and spin. And here we go. And you should be able to play this with a $200 bankroll. That's a $4 loss. So we're going to go ahead now and go from 3 to 6 and add a corner. Now we have 2 jackpots on the 32.35. And that's a 29 black. That's a $4 win. We'll just repeat that bet. We're up $48. Once we get in session profit, which is the highest profit since we've started, we'll go ahead and restart, and that's an 11 black. Okay, we lost that one. Let's go ahead and increase. So we're going to go from 6 to 10, up 4, and then add a corner bet and spin. And let's see what we get here. And that's a 0. Not fantastic. It happens sometimes, though, so that's okay. We'll go 10 to 15, up $5 units, and add a corner. Now we have 4 jackpot numbers out there. And a 00. That is not fantastic either. That happens sometimes. It's crazy when you get them back to back like that. And we're going to go 15 to 21, up 6. And I like how it's so easy to remember what your next bet is. You go up 6, then you go up 7, then you go up 8, and so on and so forth. Tried to hit 00 again, but that's a 27 red. And we'll take a $25 win. We're up 33. We're going to rebet and spin because we're not in session profit. And here we go. Oh my goodness, another low number, a 3 red. Okay, so that's a loss. And we are we're going 21 now. We had gone 15 to 21, up 6. So we're going 21 to 28, up 7. And we'll add one more corner bet and spin. And now that we've added these in, we'll start adding some more jackpot numbers or better jackpot numbers over on the right side here. We're going to add one right here. And then we're going to go from 28. Instead of up 7, we're going to go up 8. So that's $36. Okay, and let's hope we get a high number here pretty soon. This has been a A lot of low numbers today and zeros. But we just keep hitting low. That's not good. My goodness, that's a $43 loss. We're minus 70. So now we had gone from 28 to 36, up 8. So we're going to go up 9, 36 to 45. Okay, and then we're going to add one more bet here and spin. And now we have some really solid jackpot numbers over there. But that's a 10 black. We just keep hitting low numbers. And my goodness, it's almost all low numbers. And if we had started on the other side, we'd be doing fantastic. But that's what happens sometimes. We had gone from 36 to 45. So now we're going to go up 10, 45 to 55. Okay, and then we're going to add one more right here and spin. And let's hope we get a high number. We sure have had a lot of low numbers today. And there's a 30 red. Okay, that's a nice $64 win. We're at minus 59 though. So we're going to have to repeat this bet and get another one of those because we've had so many losses. And that's another loss there on 10 black. That's a $64 loss. And now we're going to have to go up 11 from 55 to 66 and add one more here and then spin. This is a $76 total bet. And now we're getting to where we really need to get some wins. And that's a 34 red. Okay, that's a $65 win. We're at minus 58. Surely we'll get some high numbers here back to back eventually. And here we go. Okay, that's a 20 black. That's a $74 win. We're up 16. We need one more win. And let's see if we can get it right here. Oh my goodness, another zero. That came at the worst time. But that's our third zero at least. Okay, so we're going to have to increase again. So we're going to go up 11 from 66 to 77. And then we're going to add a split bet right here. Okay, let's go ahead and spin. $88 total bet. That's a 24 black. Okay, that's an $84 win. We're up 24. We need another win. And we're going to repeat that bet and spin. That's an 18. We just missed it. Okay, so we're going to have to go up 12 now. So we're going to go from 77 to 89. Okay, then we're going to add one more bet there. Not there. And we're at minus 64. Now we really need to get a win. And that's a 16 red. That's not good, guys. And now all of a sudden, it appears we might need more than the $200 starting fund. And we are going to need that. So we're going to have to go up again. We'll continue on with this and see how much you actually need for a starting fund. So we'll go up 13 from 89 to, let's see, to 103. Let's go ahead and do that. And we'll add another split bet. We're going to add it right here. And it appears like you probably need more, like $400. We'll find out. That's a 31 black. Okay, that's a $108 win. We're at minus 57. Let's rebet and spin. That's why we test these out, though, to see if we need to change, a bankroll. And that's a 22 black. Okay, that's a $108 win. Now we're back up 51. And then you want to restart back at 3. So we did need more than a $200 bankroll. After getting in trouble and getting tons of low numbers, I would recommend at least a $400 bankroll with this, even though it is a low roller strategy. The more bankroll you have, the better chance you have of winning. That's an 8 black. Okay, and we lost, so we'll just go ahead and add a corner up here and spin. And also let me know down in the comments if you think there's a way to improve this. Other than just increasing the bankroll, which I think is necessary. Nothing huge, but we're up 53. But a lot of times you have to remember that, and we're just going to repeat that bet. And a lot of times you have to remember that modifying a system to make it better is just as good as creating a new one. Either way, and that's a $2 win there. We're up 55. We'll rebet and spin. But it's the truth. If you modify a system, it's actually a different system, even though it's similar. And that's a 0. Okay, that's a $4 loss. We're going to go ahead and add one more up here and go from 3 to 6 and spin. And you have to also take into account that we hit tons and tons of low numbers. And that's a 10 black. And so let's go ahead and add one more. We'll go from 6 to 10 and spin. And that's why you always want to test these out for yourself afterwards. And find out if it was just a bad cycle, or if if it's something else. And testing is so important. So we're going to add some more jackpot numbers there. We're going to go from 10 to 15 up $5 units, and let's spin. And man, we've hit so many zeros today. I think that's 5. And that's a loss. We're going to go ahead and go from 15 to 21, add one more and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 34 red. At least it's a high number. That's a $25 win. We're up 36. We'll rebet and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 30 red. That's a $25 win. We're up $61. We go back to 3. Okay, so at least we're starting to get a few higher numbers now. And remember, you can start on the low side if you want to. That's no problem at all. In fact, if we had started on the low side, we would be up a lot more. But you never know when you're playing roulette. You have to pick the side and hope that you pick the right one and spin. And then let your bankroll and your progression bring you along. And that's a 28 black. So $2 win. We'll leave the bets the same. And spin. We're at $60 profit right now. And here we go. That's an 11 black. Okay, that's a loss there. We're going to go ahead and add one more and then increase the bet to 6 and spin. And then once you add the 4 split bets on the left and the right, after that, Aldo says that you just increase by $1 on everything from there on out. And that's a $4 win. We're up 60. We'll just rebet and spin. So we'll go over that again here in a second. Okay, so that's a 4 black. Okay, and that's a loss. So we'll go 6 to 10 up 4, add another corner and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 19 red. Okay, $7 win. We're up 59. We'll rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 21 red. Okay, another $7 win. We're up 66. Let's go ahead and restart at 3. All right, here we go. And Aldo calls this low roller magic, and that's a 17. And but again, let me know if you think you can improve this and make it better. That would be awesome as well. And you never know, you might test this, and it might go a lot smoother if you don't have a million low numbers and 5 zeros. I'm sure that it would. So let's go ahead and actually we won that one. So let's just repeat that bet at 65. And here we go. That's a 24 black. Okay, $2 win. We're up 67. We'll just repeat that and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's a 12 red. That's a loss. So let's go ahead now and we'll increase from 3 to 6 and add another corner. And now we have a 32, 35 jackpot numbers out there. And let's spin. That's a 22 black. That's a $4 win. We're up 67. We'll just rebet and spin. Okay, that's a loss on 17 black. So let's go ahead now and we'll increase from 6 to 10 up 4. And again, it's really easy to figure out what you do with the bets because they go up 4, up 5, up 6, up 7, up 8. Real easy to remember, and that's a 19 red. Okay, that's a $7 win. We're up 66. We'll just rebet and spin. And then once you get the final 4 split bets out there, then everything goes up. Everything will can go up, not just the 19 to 36. The other bets will start going up $1 on each loss as well. But the progression will stay the same. Okay, so we're up 73. That's new session profit. Let's go ahead and go back to $3 and spin. But hopefully you don't make it to that level. And if you do, you might need more than 200 and have closer to a $400 bankroll. So we're gonna go. That's at 3. We're gonna add a corner and spin. And here we go. That's a 3 red. Okay, and we lost that one. So we're going to go ahead and add one more. And then go from 3 to 6. And then it goes, up 3, up 4, up 5, up 6, just like that continually. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's a loss. So we'll go from 6 to 10, up 4. And then add another corner and spin. And before long, we'll have our jackpot numbers out there again. That's a 27 red. Okay, that's a $16 win. We're up 74. Let's just rebet and spin. Try to get us up a little bit more session profit here. That's a 25 red. Yeah, it's a $7 win. Now we're up 81. We can restart and keep continually increasing that session profit, which is the highest profit since we started, and that's a 26 black. Okay, and if you win at the base level of $3, you just rebet and spin again and see how many wins you can get in a row. That's a 30 red. That's another $3. Okay, so we're up 87, and we'll just rebet and spin. All right, and again, you can start on 1 to 18 and use the other side if you would like. That's an 8 black. Okay, we lost, so we'll add a corner bet and then spin. All right, here we go. That's a 36 red. Yeah, it's a $2 win, so we'll just rebet and spin. We'll see where our profits are after this one. That's a 29 black. $2 win. We're up 88. We'll just rebet and spin. Try to get ourselves up in the 90s. And that's an 11 black. That's a loss. So we're going to go up 3 from 3 to 6 and add a corner. It goes up 3, then up 4, then up 5, then up 6, and so on. And that's a 28. So it's starting to avoid the zeros a little bit there. And now we're up 88. We'll rebet and spin. See if we can hit a really high number here. That's a 4 black. That's a loss. Okay, so we'll go ahead now and we'll go from 6 to 10 up 4. And then, of course, the next one would be up 5. Here we go. That's a 27 red. Okay, that's a $16 win. Now we're up 96. We go back to 3. Okay, so now we're cruising a little bit more with this one. But I would recommend a $400 bankroll, not a $200 bankroll. And that's a 9 red. And we'll add our corner bet in and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 35 black. All right, that's an $11 win. So now we're up 104. We go back to 3. We've established new session profit. And here we go. That's a 14 red. Okay, so we'll add our corner bet and spin. Here we go. That's a 25 red. Okay, $2 win. We're up 103. We'll just rebet and spin. And let's see what we get on this one. Okay, that's a loss on 7 red. So we will go from 3 to 6 and then add another corner. Not there. And then now we have the 32, 35 jackpot numbers. And that's a 24 black. Okay, $4 win. We're up 103. We'll rebet and spin. Try to establish new profit here. That's a 15 black, and that's a loss. Okay, so we'll go 6 to 10 and add a corner. And I'm interested to see if you guys think you can improve this one. Let me know down in the comments, as always. And that's another loss on 5 red. Okay, so let's add one more corner in, and then we'll go From 10 to 15, up 5. So the next one after this, if we lose, would be up 6. Okay, that's a 22 black. It's an $11 win. We're up 93. We'll rebet and spin. And now we have 4 jackpot numbers out there. Okay, that's a 25 red. That's a $20 win. We're up 113. That's new session profit. And then you just start back at 3 again. And again, $3 is usually the minimum bet on most automated machines. And that is a loss. So we'll just repeat that bet and add a corner. And here we go. That's a 31 black. Okay, and that's a nice jackpot there. We're up $121 with $3 bets. But again, I would recommend using a $400 bankroll, not a $200 bankroll. And thank you, Aldo, for sending this one in. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that's been sending all the systems in lately. You guys are fantastic and really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying this search for the best roulette system possible each and every day with me, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.